South African President Cyril Ramaphosa will host the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, for a state visit on Thursday. Angelo Coppola looks at what the two leaders are likely to discuss.
The continental powerhouses have a lot to talk about. The state visit comes at a difficult time in their relationship.
We're really hoping that this will help improve the relationship. I mean, it has been through rocky times, probably always, but particularly at the moment. And I think the timing of the state visit is important because it's come quite close on the heels of the xenophobic attacks.
They both need one another to create the kind of economic dynamism and African unity that everybody talks about, but very few people actually practice. But at the same time, they compete for regional leadership.
The official government-to-government relationship goes back to 1999, when the Bi-National Commission was established.
There's a lot of outstanding practical issues and outstanding agreements and agreements that are not working that I'm told are going to be looked at again or that are no longer relevant because they've been sitting on the books for such a long time. So there's a lot of work to be done because the Bi-National is supposed to sit regularly, but it hasn't.
The regional dynamics are important and the outcomes of wide-ranging discussions will be closely watched by both sides.
The truth of the matter is that South Africa needs Nigeria a lot more than Nigeria needs South Africa. The amount of trade is skewed in South Africa's favor. South African investment in Nigeria is very significant. And we could see, the fear, that South African businesses experienced when the retaliation began. So I would say that probably South Africa needs to do a little bit of a charm offensive.
One of the bugbears of visits and bilateral negotiations of this nature is that businesses on both sides generally aren't involved in the discussions and get the information after the fact.
This year we have actually sent input a lot of the issues that business is having, whether it be logistics, practical issues, licensing, permits, etc., bureaucracy, but also visas, particularly for Nigerians coming to South Africa. The process is incredibly slow.
On a broader level, analysts are suggesting that a different approach should be taken by the two countries, and they should be taking lessons from the smaller non-oil and mining economies,
who have acknowledged that they need to be a lot more open economically, a lot more welcoming to FDI and to foreign concerns, and actually grow their economies. I think in this case, pride and mutually applied pride is probably doing a lot more damage than we acknowledge, and it is not quite, I think, how these two should play out.
The leaders of the two continental powerhouses have an opportunity here to reset and restart the relationship between those two countries for the benefit of the entire continent. I'm Angelo Coppola for CGTN in Johannesburg, South Africa.